Yo, what's going on then, guys? It's your boy Ben Erickson here, and I'm just going to apologize from the start. This camera's going to be really shaky, because I'm holding it myself. But anyway, I'm going to be profiling my Metalfoes Crystal Beasts, which are the deck I'm going to be taking to locals tonight. I'll let you know how it goes tomorrow and any changes I'd make. So let's cover the deck. So, the obligatory card. 3 Sapphire Pegasus. This is what makes the deck good. If you open this and a Metalfoe, you're pretty much set up. If you open this, a Metalfoe and Beacon, you pretty much win off of that because you can set up a really nice board. So, yeah, plus it gives you access to Chidori, and if you want to run it, Aeosrock Sunrise as well, which is a really nice card. 2 Carbuncle. Don't worry, these should be super at some point. I'm still in between 2 and 1 Ruby. Like, I like to have a Ruby to Promise, but at the same time I like to have a Ruby to Beacon, and sort of keeping the Ruby in deck. You'll understand when I show you some other cards that I want to, like, reset the Ruby back in deck. But this is essentially your second Pendulum summon for the turn. Next up, we've got 2 Cobalt Eagle. It allows you to restack your Ruby, and also you'll see something in the extra deck which requires 2 of these, and it's absolutely brutal when you're playing Crystal Beasts, so yeah. 2 Topaz Tiger, one's American, one's European. But yeah, Topaz Tiger gains 400 attack when it attacks, and also it's a Crystal Beast, so, you know, you gotta run it. 2 Mammoth. Sorry about the different rarities. Essentially, Mammoth, if you control 2, it's essentially a Warthopper lock, and it's also a nice 17 beta, and when you equip it release, it goes up to 2/5. It's a really nice card. It's sort of a keep safe. And yeah, next for the Metalfoes engine, 3 Bismugear. I'm running Bismugear over Gold Drive, over like multiple Wolfflames or multiple Silvereds, just because this card can search for your Silvereds, and considering you're only running 3 1 scales, it's nice to have an option that is an 8 scale that can search for your 1 scale, so you can special it off of counter, and you'll have yourself like a wall. I mean, they can Orichalc over it, sure, but it was the most consistent option. Triple Silvered. It gives me access to Breaksword, which is the main reason it's in here. Plus, it's a scale 1 Metalfoe. And then the last Metalfoe is the 1 Wolfflame if you just need to push for damage. And then there's 2 one-off monsters, Rescue Rabbit and Monk. Rescue Rabbit plus goes into 2 Silvereds, which gives me a Breaksword to blow up my Crystal Beasts, and Monk is just a good card to have around. Gets you to your Pegasuses if you clog up with too many spells, and I'm running a lot of spells. So, for the spell lineup, Triple Beacon. If you have 2 Crystal Beasts in your back row, summon 1 from deck, which essentially means if you have 2 Crystal Beasts in your back row, Pendulum summon using Ruby. Next up we have 3 Promise. Essentially, you can bring back Ruby from back row, you can bring back your Pegasus from back row. It's a really nice card to have. Like, I don't like opening this card, but I like to see it mid to late game in high quantities. And considering how quick I can go through my deck and deck thin, I see the Promises late game quite a lot, so that's enjoyable. Plus, like, if you open Promise plus, like, a Pegasus, it's still 2 Crystal Beasts on board, 1 in back row. Triple Release. I'm running this purely because of the Metalfoes. So, one thing you can do with the Metalfoe is if you open one of the busted hands you can open in the Metalfoe build is Pegasus, Release, Metalfoe Beacon, which sets you up a board of like a Dweller plus a Kong Organ. Plus, the 800 boost is never a bad thing, unless you bump into Ragnar Zero. 3 Rainbow Ruins. The most busted field spell in the game, in my opinion. It's a shame it's part of such a mediocre archetype. I wouldn't say the archetype's bad because I play the deck, but like, it has 5 effects. So the first effect is if you have a Crystal Beast in back row, your opponent can't destroy it. The second effect, you're allowed to half battle damage once per turn. The third effect is kind of the third and fourth effect are where it gets really nutty. Third effect, if your opponent activates a spell or trap while you control a Crystal Beast and 3 in your back row, tribute a bit Crystal Beast you control to negate and destroy that card. That's not once per turn. Then the fourth effect is just to draw a card, and then the fifth effect is to summon one from back row, so you can Ruby Pendulum summon again. So yeah. 2 Abundance. It's Abundance. If you guys don't know what this card does, send 4 Crystal Beasts from your back row to the graveyard. Blow up your send your opponent's entire board to the graveyard, or send all cards on the field to the graveyard. Then special summon Crystal Beasts from your graveyard equal to the amount of cards you destroy your opponent sent to the grave. So you can like blow up 4 cards your opponent controls, summon 3 Pegasus and like an Amber Mammoth, and just attack for all the damage you can and make double Cowboy for game. 1 Metalfoes Fusion. I'm running the Metalfoes. 1 Crystal Blessing. I wouldn't bump this up to 2. There's 1 in my side deck because people side Twin Twisters, but I wouldn't put this card like above 1 unless you decide to run Light Swans like I did once, but we won't talk about that. 1 Dark Hole. I prefer it over Raigeki, but I still want the board wipe, so Dark Hole's quite nice because you can blow up your own crystals and set up your beacon and stuff. 2 Counter. The other Metalfoes card as such. Sets up your scales, gives you some form of defense after your crystals get blown up. And the obligatory Vanity's Emptiness. So, the main deck's 40 cards. Onto the extra deck. We are running 2 Adamante. Usually, when you make your like Metalfoes board with the Crystal Beast, you end up with a random Ruby Carbuncle on board, so you can go into Adamante that way. And it's just better than, what is it, Crimsonite, because it requires 2. So you can just make a random 2/5 beta, which actually helps you go for game half the time. So yeah. 2 Orichalc. No explanation needed for Orichalc. If you've played against Metalfoes, you know what that card does. 1 Breaksword. I haven't got mine yet, but this is a Breaksword. It's totally not on Michael. But yeah, this is a Breaksword. Breaksword can target ruins and destroy ruins. While you have a Crystal Beast in back row and you like don't go minus off its effect, or you can blow up a Crystal Beast you control. It's essentially a Diamond Direwolf in this deck. 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Karn Gorgon, double Castel. One of these will be a Diamond Dire. 1 Dark Rebellion, 1 Chidori, 1 Evil Swarm or a Boros, which is actually a really nice card because if you Abundance, they're usually left with like 1 card in hand, 2 cards in hand, and you can Ouroboros one of their options away, which is really nice. Double Cowboy, in the red and green sleeves, and the last card of the deck, the MVP, the Ice Beast Zero Fine. You can make it with double Cobalt Eagle, and considering how many face-up cards you'll leave on board in Crystal Beasts, I've had this at like 5/6, I think is the highest I've had it. Yeah, 5/6. And it was absolutely brutal because you have your pendulum scales and everything, and you can just make this thing really big and just take this. But yeah, I should get some games recorded today before we get the locals, because our locals happens at night in comparison to all the Yu-Gi-Oh that we play in the day. So yeah, a lot of my friends are coming down to play some card games and help me test. And sure, I'll go into the side deck as well. The side deck is not complete, don't judge me. It's just something I threw together. So 1 Veiler, 2 Maxis, pretty standard, 3 MSTs because it's MST and I couldn't really work out what to put in my side deck. Like I said, it's just random. The 1 Blessing isn't actually random. This is actually like everybody's siding Twin Twisters, especially against a deck like Crystals. So you need to recover. So adding in the 2nd Blessing against like Metalfoes, ABCs, yada yada yada, is never a bad thing. Ring of Destruction, just throw it in here. The 3rd counter, same thing as Blessing. Scolding, because this deck has no form of defense other than countering and vanities, so figured I'd run Scolding. 1 Compulse, because of ABCs. 1 Magical Hats, because you can set your releases from deck. And 2 Mirror Force, because there's a shitty Yosenju player who really pisses me off. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video, guys. If you did enjoy it, please hit the like button. And yeah, this is Crystal Beast. This is the deck I've picked up. This is the deck I'm enjoying, and I really hope you guys do enjoy the video. And peace.